Hello everybody, my name is Robert Kinsler.
My name's TJR.
Now this is a special edition of Music Worth Buying. This week we're actually going to be talking about the Super Deluxe Edition 30th anniversary of U2's The JoshuaTree. Now this is a very, see it here, it's a very expansive and huge set. It's going to be hard for us to kind of show everything here, but it includes detailed liner notes, like pictures, a program. It includes one of the highlights is this book of photography by The Edge. Let's see if I can get it the right cover there. I mean, this is, it's almost unwieldy, it's so big, and it's heavy.
It's a huge book.
It's a huge book. Just the whole set is pretty, and it includes 4 audio discs.
Yeah, it includes 4 audio discs, which is what's inside of this, almost like looks like a vinyl,
Right.
Vinyl trifold here, and the discs are inside here. I did an unboxing on my, I did an unboxing earlier of the actual set. If you want to take a look at everything in a little bit more detail, there is an unboxing video up there which we'll link to.
Now we're here primarily just to talk about if you've purchased either a standard version, the 20th anniversary edition that came out back in 2007, and TJR will hold that one up, that one, or if you're someone that has to have everything U2 is issued, is this going to be worth it for you? Perhaps you're one of the gazillion people that's going to see the 30th anniversary tour this year. I actually was fortunate enough I got to go to the opening night of the tour in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I know we're both going to see the final night of the North American tour in San Diego.
Yeah.
And I had read on Billboard, I think the first month of the tour grossed something like $67 million. Unbelievable. Wow. So the interest in U2 and in this particular album, The JoshuaTree,
it has not waned.
It has not waned over the 3 decades.
Not at all.
And I would just generally say about the album before we talk about the features is I do personally count it as one of probably in my top 10 favorite albums of all time. Just an amazing album, and I think it had a profound impact on music at the time too.
Absolutely it did. It came along at a time during the 80s, which is a decade that I oftentimes speak very, how shall I say, not always very positive about. I feel like the 80s were mostly a triumph of style over substance.
Right.
And suddenly U2 came along with the JoshuaTree and said, no, substance matters more than style. And to this day, JoshuaTree is an album that it keeps getting better and better every time I listen to it.
It
does
really
not
holds up.
diminish.
No, it doesn't. It isn't dated. It's kind of like we could say about a great album like Sgt. Pepper's, the same.
Which also had its 50th anniversary. Yes.
And there's a reason why these albums are still significant, why they still find new fans. People that probably born after the albums came out discover these albums because they are brilliant. The songs hold up, the production holds up. What they were trying to say, either lyrically or musically, gelled perfectly, and those are just unique achievements. And now we might both slightly agree or disagree on some elements, but I thought what I'd start is I would say, I did buy the 20th anniversary edition back in 2007, and here we are, fast forward to 2017. I did buy the new edition. Now this will set you back between about $90 and $100 in American money. I think I paid about $90 or so because I had some discount coupons, but it is going to be a significant investment. So the question is there enough unique or new features on this of interest? Definitely if you want to see the photographs, if you want the Edge's book of photographs, it's a no-brainer. You're going to get this. I think where the rubber meets the road, perhaps, is the music and what are the new audio features, like the new one of the discs is a concert from 1987.
Well, first of all, let's just start with the disc 1, which is just the remastered. Let's just talk about that.
Okay.
So it's been 10 years since the last time the album was remastered. I'll ask you, did you hear a significant difference?
For that, I did not.
Okay.
But I freely admit maybe I'm not as much of an audiophile as you are, but I did not hear a significant difference there in terms of that.
And I will agree with you. I A/B'd them back and forth in different formats. Like car stereo, home stereo. Listening on earbuds. I'm not hearing a significant difference. It's only been 10 years.
Yeah,
and
it's only been.
I don't think the technology has changed enough that we can make that significant difference. Maybe it's just a teeny tiny bit louder. Maybe that's it, just a little bit louder, which to me is not, anybody can make an album louder.
Exactly.
So there, and the thing is I wasn't expecting, but I'll add, I wasn't expecting this remaster to make a huge difference.
I agree. That's what I would say.
I wasn't
didn't
expecting it.
I was more interested in these bonus features or maybe
Yeah,
some of the new
same here.
things that would come out. Now, one of the discs, jump in just a little bit ahead, has a number of the recordings and the B-sides and stuff that were in the previous edition too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But,
Okay.
but to stick with the remaster, first
Okay.
of all, before
Okay.
I want to finish up the remaster. So, the last time this album got a remaster was with this set. If you have this set already, you're not going to get that much of an improvement with the remaster.
Exactly.
Now, if you don't have this set, then this, and maybe you've got a version that was released back in the 80s, then maybe this remaster does give you some a big leap in audio improvement.
I agree.
So we have
Yeah.
to take that into account
Yeah,
too.
exactly. I agree
So
with that.
disc one, we are both kind of in agreement. Yeah, and neither of us were expecting it to really be a revelation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't go into it thinking that because
Yeah.
one thing. And of course, maybe I'm jumping around a bit, but one note I wrote down, and I'm not reading that now, but I go, when you hear like some of the remixes or some of the other bonus things, it almost gets you to hear these songs anew.
Yeah.
Because, these are songs that I've lived with for 30 years, you've lived with for 30
Yeah.
years. So it's almost like you can listen through the music, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. I think people will know what I'm talking about. It's like your mind almost fills in the blanks, like where the guitar solo is going to go, where Bono's voice is going to go, and where the melody is going to go.
Yeah.
But when some of these remixes that either Steve Lillywhite or Brian Eno have done and stuff, they get you almost to revisit these songs and think about them again. And that's one of the exciting thing about some of the new features that I was excited about.
Okay. Since we're on the remix disc, let's stay there then.
Okay,
Since we've,
okay.
And this is disc 3.
Disc 3, right?
Yeah, in the set.
Disc 3, exactly. CD3.
And don't
exactly.
worry about your notes. If we're not right about that, don't worry. That's what we have trolls for.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they'll be sure to
They
tell
will
us.
set us right.
They'll set us right. But the remixes. To me, the remix disc is the most significant disc in this set.
Agreed.
And these songs, and when we say remix, I talked about the recent remix of the Sgt. Pepper album, and there, of course, it's the original album, but just remixed, trying to make it sound more expansive, more full, bring out more detail. But with these remixes, these are much more radical.
They are very radical.
These are extremely radical.
Extremely, yeah.
In some cases, completely different backing track arrangements. And I want to make sure people understand this. In the past, I have always kind of resented these kind of complete reconstructions of the songs.
Exactly.
I have to admit, I really loved the remixing of "Rain to Stand Still."
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
So she woke up from where she was, lying still, said, I gotta do something about where we're going. Step on a steam train.
Yeah, that one was one of the two that I highlighted. Just beautiful. I mean, just beautiful.
What was the other one?
The other one I really liked was Red Hill Mining Town. And what I wrote there is I just thought the way it enhanced Bono's vocals, and then there's also that guitar line that the Edge does, especially in the beginning of the song. It really, I've heard that guitar work a million times, but something about it here in this remix, it just got you to think about it. It was very exciting, like it was a new track, And I played it, and then I go, God, I got to play that one again. It really
Has come and gone. Hey, leave me holding on. Red Hill Town, see the lights go down. Hey, you always left to hold.
And I agree with you. I think that's the standout feature as far as the audio
As far as
features.
audio,
As far
this
as
is the
audio.
standout disc out of all of it. And in fact, I will go so far as to say, and this will be more understandable when we talk about the other discs, as far as my opinions are concerned, that maybe there should have been more of this. Maybe we should have gotten more of this.
Because I think that disc, just so people know, I think that's the one that's only like 6 songs on.
It's only about,
six tracks.
It's not very long.
Not very long.
And I realized that for many YouTube purists out there, And there's nothing wrong with feeling this way. I'm not talking about you condescendingly or in any kind of a disparaging way, but I know for many YouTube purists, this disc might be unacceptable to you because it's so radically reconstructed. And I understand those feelings because we get used to hearing these songs a certain way. To suddenly hear them totally changed around is like walking into your home one day and finding all your furniture's changed. Not just moved around, but completely changed. Everything has been moved to a different space where you don't know where it is anymore. And I can understand where that can be just really frustrating and disorienting.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And
you have to go into it with a sense of adventure, I think.
Exactly.
Which I think, one thing I'll say about U2, why they stayed relevant, why they stayed current, is their fans, the hardcore fans, have been willing to accept their new recordings. They love to hear Sunday Bloody Sunday and I Will Follow, but they're also excited to hear whatever new songs and that a new album that they're kind of promoting on a tour. And I think that you're going to get a lot of that with this collection, especially on this bonus disc.
On this disc, yeah. So we both kind of agree as far as the audio content. This one disc is the standout feature.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay. Yeah. Now, what did you think about the live recording? Because I know we skipped. That's disc 2, as I recall.
Disc 2, yeah. Disc 2 is the live recording. So
on the previous 20th anniversary edition, there was actually a DVD, and that had a live recording from in 1987, as I recall, in Paris, France.
Yes.
This recording is from Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
right?
different concert.
Different concert. So you are getting different recording. Now, it would have been nice to have it on a DVD or Blu-ray, but I don't know, in fact, if it was filmed.
Maybe
it might not even exist. So that, because I love to hear U2, but I also love to see them in concert.
Yeah, I will say, it's a great sounding concert. My view, I'll admit, was tainted a little bit by a comment that a viewer left on the unboxing video that I did.
Okay.
Where they mentioned that the concert, that same concert, is available at the Wolfgang's website. It's available for purchase there. And that what we got in this set is not even the full concert.
Oh, it's not. See, I was not aware of that.
Then that's fine. If you're not aware of that, then you're like, oh, great, I get this disc of a U2 concert. Great. And I was thinking the same thing at first. Yeah, this is great. Then it was made known to me. I double checked. I went to the Wolfgang's website. I did see it there. Okay. And I did see that what you can purchase at that website is the full concert.
Wow.
This is not the full concert.
Wow.
And I felt a little bit like, well, couldn't they have given us the full concert?
Yeah.
I mean, would that have all fit on? I think it would have all fit on one disc.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know. But the fact that it's already out there kind of diminished that a little bit for me. Now, granted, of course, it's still a great sounding concert. It's still a great sounding concert.
And the band sounded great.
Oh, they were amazing.
And so many of these songs.
Yeah.
I mean, none of the songs they had been playing all that many years. Even I Will Follow. But it's just the band sounded great.
Oh, yeah,
and it's a good mix.
Amazing
and all that
sounding
stuff.
concert.
Yeah, it is. It sounds good.
But like I said, knowing that it wasn't the full concert, I was kind of like,
yeah, that's kind of a bummer to hear. I see. I was not aware of that. So thanks for telling me.
Now I've ruined your day.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Now I'm going to go put my head in a sandbox or something. So, but
it's like I said, if you didn't have it previously, this is a nice disc. It is, like I said, it differentiates itself from this set in that you on this set there is a different concert from Paris, but it's a DVD.
A DVD, right? Exactly. One thing I will say is when I put on that live CD and they opened, I think where the Streets Have No Names, I think is open.
Yeah.
And then also later when they do MLK, I mean, I truly had chills.
It's a great performance.
I mean, you realize how much power these songs still have. Just amazing.
It's an amazing performance.
Amazing performance, yeah.
So that's discs 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And then we have another disc that is the B-sides, mostly B-sides.
Mostly
and it says
primarily B-sides.
I think it says B-sides and outtakes.
Outtakes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so...
And there was also one, I think, Silver and Gold that they did with Ronnie Wood and Keith Richards from Sun City, and I did when I saw it on here, I remembered hearing that, but I guess that recording has been previously available too as well.
Well, here's the thing, with the exception of I think only about 2 or 3 tracks on this disc, all of these tracks have been available previously.
Right.
Most of them have been available. Well, of course, most of them were available on this set, but also most of them have been available on a subsequent greatest hits releases.
Right. Exactly.
There was one greatest hits release that came out a while back, which featured all their hits, and then it featured all the B-sides, and pretty much all of them are there. The version of Silver and Gold featuring Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood is from the Sun City.
Right, Sun City concert,
not the concert, but just there was a release Artists Against Apartheid.
Apartheid, exactly.
The Sun City
I think Little
release.
Steven kind of spearheaded that.
Exactly, yeah. And that version is on that album as well. Now, of course, that album probably hard to get these days, maybe. But
so it's nice to, and it's nice to hear so many
is-
things together. But yeah, I think like you're saying, I think there was only like there's a 2017 mix. It says of One Tree Hill. Where Brian Eno, and it sounds like maybe they've added new horns or strings on it or something
There's
like that.
there's about two different tracks that are completely different.
Right.
And that's it. The thing is if those B-sides were only previously available on this set only, then once again I'd be saying, hey, if you never got this set the first time, then definitely this is a must-have. But to just put 2 new tracks on there, and then, like I said, most of them have been released on other subsequent, more widely released greatest hits packages as well. So I feel kind of like, why put all of this out again when so much of it is so readily available already, and only give us these 2 new tracks? I would almost say put those 2 new tracks on the disc where we had the remixes. It feels like they belong there, actually.
Yeah. No,
in my opinion.
I thought that as well too. That was one of the things that did occur to me, and that's especially because that one had so few tracks on it. I go, that's where those perhaps belong, and then just go ahead and put the outtakes and the B-sides together.
Yeah. So-
and like I said, I'm sure there was reasonings for this, or maybe as the project went along, they decided, hey, let's add this, let's take this, whatever happened. So, but it doesn't feel like they just threw it together. It is a beautiful and lavish package, but I think these are just little small things.
I won't deny that it's not a beautiful and lavish package, but I'm just saying we experience U2 for the music mostly. I mean, it's great to have the books, but we mainly want to experience the music. So a couple things come to my mind. The previous set here. Let me pull it back up again here. Featured a remastering of the album. It featured that disc with all the bonus content of the B-sides, most of which have been replicated in this new set. And then it featured a bonus DVD of a live concert and some of the videos from the time period from the album. And there was a documentary too.
There was a documentary,
and that documentary, as far as I know, is only available on this, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and I that's
Could
all I
be
know.
wrong,
Yeah.
but as far as I know, this is the only place you can get that documentary. So what I have to wonder is, why not, in place of just, I guess you give that disc out because maybe, I don't know, maybe it's people have never got that greatest hits package, maybe because they never got this. But why not give us some more visual content then instead? Why not include, I don't think anybody would mind if this had included a Blu-ray remastering of that documentary, because it's never been on Blu-ray before.
Yeah.
The music videos at the time, even though they've been previously released, why not give us once again, a Blu-ray
That's what
remastering of those videos?
Good point. I totally agree with that.
Why not create a special documentary for this edition? Why not? I think there's probably a ton of things you could still do. But even more so, and this is the one thing I really wonder about, Rattle and Hum. I realize that was released after this, but Rattle and Hum primarily deals with U2 on the road after the Joshua Tree.
It does.
Why not give us a Blu-ray remastering of Rattle and Hum? I did some searching. You can't find the Joshua Tree. The only way I could find the Joshua Tree on a Blu-ray release of the Joshua Tree was used on Amazon for about over $100.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, okay, so this is not readily available. Why not give us a Blu-ray remastering of Rattle and Hum?
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, why not give us that? Absolutely no visual content. But then let's get back to audio content for a moment. And here's where some of my misgivings are. And I'll be honest, I believe this was I prefer this package over this new package. That's just me. I know you disagree with me.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. Or maybe you disagree with me
Yeah,
somewhat.
just somewhat. Yeah,
Somewhat.
I sure definitely liked having the DVD and the audio visual content on the first one.
I thought this was a really nice
Yeah.
package. I mean, they're both nice packages, but I'm leaning more towards this.
And that's why I have to have both of them, right?
Exactly. But I have to keep comparing this to and I hate to do this, but I am comparing it to the recent 50th anniversary Super Deluxe Edition release of Sgt. Pepper.
Okay.
Why not dig into the vaults, and instead of giving us a whole bunch of B-sides that we've already have been released twice now, why not dig into the vaults and give us some of these session tracks like they did with Sgt. Pepper? I was reading about the Edge's original demo when he recorded his first demo for Where the Streets Have No Name. When he first had conceptualized the idea for the song, and he made his first demo, and he was very excited about it.
Yeah.
And why not give us that original
Wow.
demo?
Yeah.
To let us experience what because he had said he wanted to write this song. He felt that the Joshua Tree album they were working on did not have yet an anthemic song that would be like the song that you'd always want to open a U2 live show
Yeah.
with. He wanted
Yeah.
some big anthemic song you would want to open the U2 live show with. And he made this demo of it. He thought he made it in one night. This little demo.
Wow.
Now it took him a long time to get the band arrangement together. There's a whole lot of stories about that. That story alone would fill up a nice,
documentary,
good quarter of a documentary right there.
That's true.
There were so many things that went on with the creation of that. Why not give us that? Why not give us more of these session tracks? I remember there were these, and maybe they can't get the rights to it, but I remember seeing one of those. I think it was one of those VH1 Behind the Music specials, where they did a making of the Joshua Tree. I don't know if they could get the rights to it, but why not remaster that and put it on Blu-ray and DVD for us, or create their own.
Right.
If you can't get the rights to that, who knows? But I really felt like there were so many other newer things they could have given us, so that fans who bought this wouldn't be basically rebuying the majority of the same audio content. I know you got to include the original album.
Right.
I was not expecting the remaster to be anything revelatory.
Right.
It's just kind of almost functionary. You have to include it in there. But give us a lot more as far as audio visual.
Yeah.
And why no visual content?
No, that all your comments are very compelling, and I can't really say I disagree with anything like that. Yeah, like I said, if you're only going to get one collection and you want to see and hear the band, then you almost have to get the 20th anniversary. If you've bought that one and you want to see, hey, get some of these other treasures on the new Super Deluxe edition, then you're going to have to go ahead and spring for that one too.
And now, once again, if you never got this, then of course this new set is a must-have.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So we've talked about audiovisual.
Right.
And I've been beating up the band
Yeah.
now. But let's talk about these gorgeous books here and all this.
Yeah, let's do a little bit. And it's and what I think is important to note now, this book is just Edge's photography.
Yeah.
So he obviously obviously had a good camera, which I was not aware of, and just beautiful. Yeah,
pretty darn good
and very
photographer.
artistic, just very beautiful, and they're all maybe they were shot in black and white, but they're just all these great black and white pictures, just beautiful, beautiful imagery, and it looks
No
to me,
argument from me.
Yeah, it looks like some of them have done out in either Death Valley or Joshua Tree National Park, or in the
These
20s.
pictures
Beautiful.
and many of these pictures could have been just as easily used as professional promotional pictures for the band.
Yeah, definitely.
For album
Yeah.
interior photos. Yeah, I mean, no, these photos are amazing.
Yeah, but there's artwork throughout, and here we have.
And then you have the photos from the original photo session with and there's been a lot of debate over the internet as to how we pronounce Anton's last name.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna-
I was first told Corbin. Someone on the internet said to me Corban
Well,
or
we'll
something. but
hold up one of them. You
Yeah.
can see his name there.
we'll let the trolls tell us how it's pronounced.
Okay.
We'll let them
Which
do
is
it.
beautiful images here.
Oh yeah.
The Harmony Motel. You can see that. I think that's in 29 Palms, as I recall.
Yeah, and you got some small black and white pre-productions from some of those images here, but they're different, and these are gorgeous color. Yeah.
Yeah, just beautiful. It looks like these were shot along the 395, maybe in the Eastern Sierras,
Yeah.
but just beautiful, beautiful. And they talk a little bit about how the band took a break from the recording of The Crazy Life to spend a week on the road in the American
doing
West.
this.
Yeah, just doing this. And, it connected, I think, them with America a little bit more deeply.
Yeah.
They love the country, but it's very interesting. There's some interesting liner notes throughout the package that fill in some of those details
Now
as well.
here is where I will say where they kind of I feel like they got it right, because there is a book in this version here which is a great book where each of the band members kind of gives it's a hardcover book with photos, but instead the band members are giving their thoughts on the album, what was going on at the time, what their thoughts on it were, and it's a great book to read. Now here, we're pretty much letting the pictures do the talking.
Exactly.
There's an introduction by the Edge about his photos.
But not very long.
Not very
couple
long,
pages,
but then it's just the photos.
Then it's the photos.
And here it's just
The posters.
It's
Just
just
the mini
these,
posters.
These
Yeah.
prints, yeah.
And then there's detailed liner notes about the different tracks on the different CDs when, whether it's a new mix or whether it's from 2007. you know, and it gives some details about who the other musicians or singers that kind of may be involved. And it does give you the details on it. But like you said, yeah, I think it's primarily pictures and music here on this package.
Yeah. Like I said, I just wish there had been more stuff that had never been released before. When so much on this set has already been released, that there were just I wish that the only thing that really had never been released, the only thing that had been previously released was the album itself, and the rest of it had all been previously unreleased. To find out that so much of this has already been released, to me, is a bit of a disappointment. Going the way they did with these lavish photos and things, I think was the way to go, since they'd already done a book where they talked about the making of the album. It had already been done.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
But then once again, no visual material.
Yeah. And you know, maybe as a footnote to all this, or maybe a way to sum it up, is I'm sure because of the current tour that's going on, the 30th anniversary JoshuaTree tour, I would expect that we're probably going to get a Blu-ray performance out of one of the show dates. Typically, U2 has released a concert film of almost every tour they've been on.
I wouldn't mind having that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mind seeing that. I won't complain about that, because
so maybe there'll be a documentary, not just on the tour, but maybe hopefully we'll get some more content that fills in some of the gaps you've been talking about on the show.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy to get a Blu-ray release of this concert tour with footage from the concert and our whole concert performance. I'll be happy to get that. To be able to I want to go see the concert too, but I'd be happy to own a concert DVD as well.
Exactly.
I do hope that Rattle and Hum gets a proper Blu-ray remastering.
That would be
I think it'd be great if a
fantastic,
company like Criterion actually did a re-release of Rattle and Hum. If you're not familiar with Criterion releases, they're well known for taking previously released films, doing ultra 4K restorations of them or remasterings of them, and they do films from the silent era to the present day, and really doing a bang-up job with bonus features as far as making a really nice, prestigious release. And I would love to see if something like a company like Criterion could do something with Rattle and Hum. They recently did A Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
You know.
And the good thing with Rattle and Hum, as I recall, at least is a lot of it was shot on like 16mm film, so that does. So hopefully the original elements are a little bit better than, let's say, a more primitive video format or something, so that they can really do a bang-up job on the visuals on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I guess I don't know. Have we? I wonder if we've made it easier.
Yeah, I know.
For people watching this video to decide whether they want to get this or not, or if we've made it harder for them. I do know that as of this moment, the audio content from the 30th anniversary releases, all you can hear right now as far as streaming is just the remastered album and the live concert, disc 2, because there was a 2-disc edition released. But the audio content from the Super Deluxe edition, as far as I can tell, is not available for streaming on any sites like Tidal and Spotify and Apple Music.
So people are just going to have to try to do investigating, whether it's by listening to us and what we've talked about, or make their own determination if it's worth it. I mean, I agree with you. I think that the one disc with those 6 tracks, that is the gem on here for people that don't have the previous version, and those are recordings, and they're more than curiosities. You don't just want to play them once and say, okay, I've heard it. I think they allow you to really delve back into these songs in a new way, and especially some of the ones we highlighted, and they're just wonderful. And like it's a very small percentage of what you get in this overall package.
And I guess it just depends on how much you value the audio content over just the like I said, this more tactile content of pictures. If you really want these photos, these pictures, this book, obviously it's probably going to be worth it for you. But like I said, if you do, and if you've never owned this set, then obviously this is a great set for you. But if you have owned this set, please be aware that a majority of it has already been released. It's just being replicated from this set.
Okay.
And so there we go. Hopefully that's helped you in some way. And have you experienced this set? Have you experienced both sets? What were your thoughts? How did you feel? How do you feel about the difference between the two, or just owning this one? We're curious to know what you think. Please leave your comments.
Yes, we really do appreciate that. We enjoy reading them. We really do.
And until next time, my name's TJR.
My name is Robert Kinsler.
And we'll see you next time. Take care.